Ezekiel Elliott. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
46. Go, get out there. 26.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 at the 19. A give to Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going back. And good to happen right here, right now.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, Ryan. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Taking a deep sigh of relief right now. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Brooks Reed with a tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On third down, Elliott. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Prescott on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. While we have a second, Charles, the Patriots, of course, back in the Super Bowl, getting the 37-31 victory over KC in the AFC title game. Great game, but, you know, the Patriots...
nobody believes in them.
Yeah, right. They're playing that underdog card, but I thought it was funny because after the game, they asked Tom Brady, were you guys just trying to use that for your own motivation? He said no comment because they were. They know they're not the underdog.
They know it, but when you've been that great for this long,
you need something.
You've got to find something different. And Tom Brady, I've got to give him credit. Somehow he made his team buy that and believe in it when no one else in the country did. And I think it really started with their first playoff game this year when the Chargers came to town. I know I picked the Chargers against them. A lot of people...
They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 37. A big play here for Dallas. 44 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
It's coming now.
Prescott to throw it. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And Beasley's got it. Touchdown, Cowboys. Cole Beasley, 27 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, Ryan. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Following the interception, here's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. 10th carry now for Elliott. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. But with that incompletion, let's look back, Charles, to the NFC title game. We had 2 excellent conference championship games, but on the NFC side, the Rams winning in overtime thanks to Greg Zuerlein. He had 2 huge kicks, but that was really overshadowed because afterwards, obviously, everyone talking about the no call.
Yeah, and we should.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Falcons now. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Well, partner, after the conference championship games, there was a lot of talk about the overtime rules, understandably so. Do you think that anything needs to be changed in the NFL overtime situation?
I don't think so. And you got to remember, I'm an old crone, all right? So here's the deal on it. The NFL jumped into popularity with an overtime game. The Baltimore Colts being the New York Giants. Back in, where was it, 1959, 58, 59? That's when the NFL really came into prominence, and it was sudden death. Alan Amici, the Colts got the ball, they scored. No one talked about anything but, boy, what an exciting game. As time went on, people started talking about fairness. So the overtime rule finally got changed. If you score first with a touchdown, the game's over. Otherwise, you keep playing. I think that's pretty cool. And in our 2 championship games this year, we had overtime in both. Tom Brady and the Patriots won the toss, went downfield, scored a touchdown, ball game. Drew Brees and the Saints won the coin toss, threw an interception. The Rams kicked the field goal and won. Defense still exists if you care to play it.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. It's Freeman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, while we have a second here, how about we get bold and make a couple Super Bowl predictions?
Hey, why not? Let's go ahead and put ourselves on the spot.
Just more fodder for the angry people. What do you think? Who's going to win it? Who's going to be the MVP?
Well, my prediction for this one is the New England Patriots win the football game. They win it 32-30. The MVP, the McCourty twins, Jason and Devin. They both get 2 interceptions apiece, and instead of splitting the trophy, they wrestle for it right there in the 50-yard line post-game, because you know sibling rivalries, one always wants the upper hand.
Okay, that's bold. I'll go Rams on a Greg Zuerlein 44-yarder from the right hash as time expires.
44, that's nothing for him.
MVP Todd Gurley, 2 touchdowns, 1 catching, 1 rushing.
I like it.
There you go.
You don't like the McCourty thing, though, do you?
No, I do like that. If that happens, you're Nostradamus.
There you go.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Caught on the right side by Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey, slow down. Hey, wait.
On second down, here's Ryan. This is caught, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones, an 18-yard touchdown grab, and the Falcons get a bit closer. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here, and our score is going to stay right where it is. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They start on the ground with Elliott.
Oh,
he will not go down.
Have to retake those ankles.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Switch,
Prescott now from the 50. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. He's got it at the 15. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick here is good. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half. See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. The give is to Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Prescott now on second down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Got three.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons are going to get it at the 20. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back from the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, express. Let's go.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right. They have had no room to breathe. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Back to the air. Ryan after the pick 6. Connects with Sanu right side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary play.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. And even 40 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he showed off the good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Sit on that. 21.
Now Ryan on second down. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Get out! Wait!
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up fourth down. Fourth down. Here's Ryan. And that is going to be incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on fourth down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
46.
Here's Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Duke Riley in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This is taken at the 10. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Gun.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They run, Devontae Freeman. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, wait.
They'll try and throw for him with Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Deion Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
47.
Second down, Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
4 down, check. Got it. There we go. 4-8.
Now Prescott. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
There we go. 180.
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Freeman at tailback. He's got it running left. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
22! Wait! Out! 11!
Looking to throw on second down. Ryan. And his pass incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Now it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
But Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. On 3rd down, that's Elliott. Power running by Zeke. And now running right through it. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that. I
think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to rebuild.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Deion Jones in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 11 yards on the pickup. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Take 4, take 4. Tight dog. Here you go. You got motion there.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here's Elliott. Spins past it. And now the juke. Fights through, and now a crease. And they are going to score again.